And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Over 80 show partners now with the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we all want to educate, entertain, enlighten, empower, but most importantly, we want to engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace. Now, how can you engage with us? There's a couple different ways. You can reach out to our Consumer Advocate Hotline at 813-670-7372, 813-670-7372. Also, check out our website, consumerqb.com. Submit the form at consumerqb.com. There's a contact form there. You can submit any questions that you have, any information that you heard today. We would love to get feedback. And also, you can watch our live stream television show version of the show at WeBeam TV or from our website, consumerqb.com. Just click on the live stream link. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio. And as a listener, we don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We're going to help you win. And this segment is brought to you by Kipton's The Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. It's a whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites that overlook the Gulf of Mexico and the intercoastal waterway there. Now, we have an REQB code over there, so if you want to have a nice staycation here on St. Pete Beach, all you have to do is let them know the Real Estate Quarterback Show. You heard the Real Estate Quarterback Show. 10 to 20% discount at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. To all of our listeners out there, it's the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, back in studio, let's introduce our expert contributors here. Leo Kane, Project Manager, Beryl Engineering. Welcome in, sir.
Well, welcome. I'm glad to be back. This is going to be an exciting show for us. We're going to talk about a little bit about how to add value to your home through tips and tricks that are going to tie in with Fred and Stanley, who are sitting to my right, as far as adding room additions or just clearing out the house so you can actually see it.
I like that. I like that a lot. And also Fred Muth in the house. He's design and sales specialist, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you. I have not been in the studio in a while. It's we've been out writing a lot of business. I hope you understand that. So
nice.
My apologies. It's so nice to be in the studio next to an engineer. That's beautiful because we can tie in very easily with our business.
Yes.
Tampa Screens builds patios, screen rooms, pool enclosures. We do carports, acrylic rooms, vinyl rooms, glass rooms, anything aluminum. Just call me the Tin Man.
Yeah, the Tin Man. I like that. Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man. Also making his debut, Stanley Armstrong. He's a sales specialist, everything but the house, estate sales extraordinaire. Welcome in, sir.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate you having us on the show today. Really excited to be here to represent EBTH, or Everything But the House. And we are the world's premier online estate sale marketplace. So we are a audience for everybody to come on and buy from our website. Everything starts at $1 on our website. And we also love to come in and be able to clear out houses and sell all people's stuff around the world now. So really excited about being here today. Thanks for having us on.
That's really cool. You look at real estate, it's such a staple in our economy. It's such a staple here in Tampa Bay as well. And all of our expert contributors here tie in very well to real estate. It's a real estate roundtable discussion here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And some interesting stories as well coming up as well. We've got kids, college kids knock on every single dorm door for a special cause. That's coming up in our Tell Me Something Good segment. And we're also going to have a top 10 as we do here on the Quarterback Show. Before we jump into this great content, I want to let you know about a couple of hot listings I've got here. Two that are in the Bayport area, town and country area of Tampa Bay. 5208 East Longboat Boulevard in Tampa. Bayside West, 5 bedrooms, 3 and 1/2 bath. $855,000 for this lakefront pool home with a spa, bay access to the upper Tampa Bay. Great listing of mine here. I just did a quick video on YouTube as well. 5208 East Longboat Boulevard in Tampa, 33615, $855,000. 4,100 square feet, heated. Great opportunity. Also, right around the corner, we got 2 listings here in the same community. This is a gated community in a gated community. 10616 Cape Hatteras Drive in Tampa. Palm Bay, 4 bedrooms, 2 and 1/2 bath, over 2,900 square feet heated, and it's $398,000 for a lovely Mediterranean property here. Pool home as well with the conservation. So 2 hot listings from our premium sponsor, Platinum MVP Realty here with the Quarterback Show. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this great content. Leo Cannyn, project manager and Beryl Engineering. So what are you seeing out there, man?
I'm going to share some, because of Fred and Stanley that are here with me, I want to share some tips and tricks that the house flippers are doing, the people who are buying distressed properties, and then they go ahead and they increase the value and then they sell it at a profit. But what they're doing to increase the value of the home fastest is adding a bedroom and a bathroom.
Yep.
So if you have like a Florida room or a sunroom or something, an open porch that you can enclose with aluminum, put some windows in there, that's a really fast way to add value to your home quickly.
I like that.
Both in the short term and the long term. So we're seeing a lot of that. You're going to go down that route. You need to get a survey. You need engineering plans. We can provide those plans for you. It is the fastest way to take your home from like a 2-1 to a 3-2, increase anywhere from $50,000 to $75,000 in value on your home.
That is huge if you do make that change, and that's what the buyers want. You look at what buyers want. It's limited inventory out there, and then when you talk about that, let's talk about the process a little bit more. Let's dive deeper into that process. So homeowners looking, they're buying, they're looking at, or maybe they already live in the house. Let's take that scenario. They live in the house already. They want to potentially sell. They want to upsize, downsize, move closer to the beach, closer to work. Let's walk through that process. How does that process work?
Starts with an inspection of the home. Not a home inspection per se, but more like a condition assessment. What walls can we knock down? What rooms can we convert? Where's your plumbing? Where's your electrical? How easy is it to route? Because if you can tie all your plumbing together, if you ever walk into a house, you notice the kitchen and the bathroom, they seem to be on the same plane, and that's because it's easier to run the plumbing pipes that way. So we look at the Florida room, sunroom, we look at the existing bedroom configuration, we figure out where's the best way to put 300, 250 square feet in the existing footprint, adding a bedroom, a closet, and a bathroom. Starts with that. Then the owner's getting a survey while we're doing design plans, which is basically a step of architecture or engineering, where we're coming up with how we're going to reconfigure the home to have that new addition in it. Easy things to do, like I said before, is to take an outdoor porch that's just open air, slap some aluminum walls on it, put some big bay windows in there, make it look beautiful, and now we've got a bonus room that we can call a bedroom. All we have to do is put a closet in it.
Yeah, I like that. You talk about improving the property, increasing the value. You look at a return on investment. Man, there's a return on investment. It's almost like when you think about personal development, you're investing in yourself, you're developing yourself, you're going to be a better person at the end of that book or that project or that boot camp. This is something where you can improve the value of your home. You could potentially sell the property for a lot more money than you're going to actually outlay for the project. And Leo Cannyn, project manager, Beryl Engineering, the best in the business when it comes to managing that process. So you also look at the opportunity to do these renovation loans. Let's talk about that a little bit, Leo.
Well, that's where I'm learning about the value, either from the flippers or the renovation loans, those 203K products. What ends up happening is someone buys a house and they want to do an addition. They want to increase the value to live in it, as opposed to the flippers who are doing it to just sell the house instantly.
Right.
But the same premise, you're looking to increase your value, the best bang for the buck, to come ahead with equity already built into your loan purchase.
Yeah, and you can also, some of these investors are taking a stance of doing the renovation and rent. That's a good play, too. You look at a lot of smart money. Where's the smart money flowing? And it's been flowing into real estate for decades, and even more so as of late. When you look at a lot of the uncertainty out there in the marketplace, you look at the bombings that happening, the terrorism, the global geopolitical things happening, and then you take a step back and you say, okay, well, I saw what happened with Bernie Madoff. I saw what happened with Enron. I know that that sometimes these companies will falsely inflate their stock earnings and their potential for and then you break it down and you look back at real estate and you say, wow, here's an actual tangible asset I can go out and touch, I can improve it, I can insure the asset. There's so many reasons why you look at real estate as just a great place to park your money.
Yeah, I see that all the time, especially through the real estate investment organizations that we're a part of, that we help them out with their fix and flips and their buy and holds, is the slang terms for a rehabber or for an investor who buys to have people living in the houses. And their formula on how to make a lot of money is for every 3 that you flip, you're supposed to keep 1 to have residual income coming in every month.
Nice. I like that. So for every 3 you flip, you keep 1. I like that. Build up that portfolio, invest in your future, and be smart with your money. So also kind of leads into Fred Muth here, design and sales specialist for Tampa Screens and Aluminum. So you're seeing that similar type of scenario play out with some of your awesome structures that you provide.
Every week we have the opportunity to bid 2 or 3 projects where the idea is to convert non-habitable space to habitable space.
Yeah.
And the ideal situation would be, for example, a 1,600 square foot home with a 400 square foot covered lanai on the back that was built where the house already has the roof. Very easily done to convert that to habitable space by an aluminum contractor.
Very easy for you. Now, let's break it down for the listener. What's that process look like? Let's make it sound real nice.
On a project like that, typically we need to draw the plans and obviously get them to a fellow like Leo to sign and seal. For example, the lead could come in on a Monday, and I'm out there on a Tuesday, get it priced on a Wednesday, get it to Leo by Friday. Leo gets it back to us by Monday. We're ready to go.
And then the county sits on it for 30 days.
Then we send it over to the county, and we wait. And we wait. I take phone calls from customers at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
The same guy will call me every night at 9 o'clock. Where's my permit? Where's my, what else do you say?
You have the county number, right?
We start making jokes about it. It's in my opinion, it's absolutely an antiquated way to operate.
It really is.
I don't want to be speaking too far down on county government. However, when we question to the officials, why is it taking so long? We've already had this answer come back at us that I don't accept. The answer has been there's too many houses that take priority for permitting over your screen rooms.
Wow.
I just that's an insult.
That is.
To me, you're not geared up to do it. Okay. Yeah. And then when the economy slows down a little bit, obviously it goes the other way, but they still have the same amount of people working with them.
Yeah.
So it's
well, what it is, it's kind of, you look at the accounting style and the management style of the bureaucracies versus a small business or a medium-sized business. We're flexible. We're able to make things happen faster. You ramp up your hiring if you need to, whereas a lot of these bureaucracies, they're getting budgets that are voted on year after year. It's not zero-based accounting, whereas zero-based accounting, you would say, hey, what's producing? If it's not producing, let's cut it.
That's right.
So you
real
look
simple.
at that.
When our business picks up, we hire more crews.
Yep.
Okay. We don't want our customers to wait. However, they have to wait for the permit process.
That's right.
And a qualified contractor is not going to go out and build the screen room or the patio without the permit.
Yeah.
Years ago, a lot of that went on, and a lot of problems. A lot of basically, you would know, being a realtor.
Yep.
When it comes time to resell that property, and then we find out that the screen room was built without a permit, it blocks your sale.
Oh, absolutely.
You see it all the time.
And more from our expert contributors on the other side of this break. We're going to give a big shout out to Felicia Lacaille with Healthy Gourmet, meal plan starting at $90 a week, optimal fuel, optimal performance, organic veggies and natural proteins delivered fresh 3 times a week. And I love Monday, Wednesday, Friday rolls around. I get all new batch of food delivered, meal plans starting at $90 from Felicia Lacaille with Healthy Gourmet, organic veggies, natural proteins. What else do you have in this world if you don't have your health? We want you eating healthy. We want you to stick around on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We've got an interesting Tell Me Something Good story coming up for you, and more from our expert contributors, Leo Kane, Fred Muth, Stanley Armstrong. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect 98.75% patient satisfaction. 50,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Over half our patients have suffered from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Also a former USF football player. Played on the inaugural football team at the University of South Florida a little over 20 years ago now. Man, it sounds weird to say that, doesn't it? 20 years ago at USF. And a longtime quarterback on our sports teams, football teams, and now we're quarterbacking transactions for our sellers out there, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties by utilizing innovation and differentiation when it comes to selling real estate. So we want to quarterback introductions as well to all of our expert contributors, over 80 show partners now with the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we want to make sure that we plug you into our network. You know, they say your network is in your net worth, or vice versa there. Flip that. And we have 80 partners now that they all want to help you win different categories: credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, estate sales, engineering. So many ways that we can help you. 7 or 8 different types of law that we cover on this show. So program our hotline number in your phone, 813-670-7372. That is our consumer advocate hotline. You can call or text that number with any questions, comments, concerns, feedback at 813-670-7372. Also, another option, consumerqb.com. That's our website, blog site. Submit the form. The contact form is right on the right-hand side. Just submit the form. It comes directly to me like an email, consumerqb.com. And we're going to help you win. You know that. So we're back here in studio. I want to let you know about this couple of hot properties here. I've got 701 East Crenshaw Street in Tampa, Harmony Heights, 3-bedroom, 2-bath property. This is a renovation property, just like we were talking earlier, Leo. This 701 East Crenshaw Street property, beautiful job on the renovation they did. Pool home, $260,000, Crenshaw Street in Tampa. And you also have 7657 132nd Way in Seminole, 4 bedrooms, 3-bath property. Whispering Forest, $399,000, just reduced about $20,000 down to $399,000 for this pool home, 2-story pool home with no HOA or CDD, 132nd Way in Seminole. 2 great real estate properties there, compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. All right, we're back here in studio. Brandon Rhymes, I'm your host. Leo Kane is in the house. He's a project manager with Beryl Engineering. Also, Fred Muth, design and sales specialist for Tampa Screens and Aluminum. And Stanley Armstrong, making his debut on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Sales specialist, everything but the house estate sales. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go back to Fred here, where Fred kind of left off there talking about these awesome buildings and screen, and call him the Tin Man, a.k.a. the Tin Man here, Fred Muth. So I love that space of the property. You got the indoor, you got the inside, but then you got that extra addition that you sometimes put on. It's just such a nice place. It's kind of that in between space from outside to inside.
In between space, and a lot of people coming in from other parts of the country, they're not very much acclimated with how Florida operates, and the temperature, the weather, etc. September through April, they live in our patios.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And then, of course, during the summer, it's possible as well, as long as you have some type of fans or ventilation out there.
That's right.
It does get pretty hot down here.
Yeah, it'll get hot. That's for sure.
And,
we're coming into it.
It's amazing because the business is phenomenal right now. And,
yep.
I always make the comment, the last couple times I was on the show, I make the comment, this is deja vu from 2004, 2005.
Don't say that.
It's going in the right direction, pal.
Things are going good.
It's not going as fast, as it did back then, because what goes up comes down quick. But we're really enjoying the prosperity.
The good thing is too is that there's a big differentiation from back then, is that there was all these irrational loan programs and some of the no income, no assets, stated loan program. So in part of that, just want to let our listeners know we're not seeing that, but it is definitely hot. I mean, it's a hot market, and I think it also comes down to it, Fred. You look at the 1,000 people a day are the rough estimates of people moving from out of state into the state of Florida. Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Bradenton, Sarasota. We've got listeners all the way down in Venice, Naples, Fort Myers. I mean, what a great place to live, work, and play.
We got to build some bigger roads, though. Let's get the roads and bridges going. Come on.
Yeah,
come on, guys. It's tough to
we
get
need
around.
Transportation. That's the big thing about Tampa Bay. We've got all these great things happening, but I think one of our Achilles heels is the transportation. We tried to get the rail from Orlando to Tampa. What I hear from some of my folks that are in that political arena is that the way that the deal was structured is that it wasn't a good deal for Florida. It was something to where the federal government would have had more control over us versus we want local control, right? We want state. I want local control down to my city versus the federal government telling the city what to do and the school zones and all those types of things. The more local control you can have, I think, is the better.
They even spent money on the ground studies for that project.
Right.
I watched it being done, and I was so disappointed when it was turned down.
What was your thought about that, Fred?
I was very positive about it.
You wanted it to happen?
Yeah, I believe there's rail between Jacksonville and Orlando, Miami and Orlando. Why not Tampa and Orlando?
Yeah.
I would spend more time in Orlando based on the fact that there's an easy way to get there and back.
Yeah.
Getting on I-4, attempting to drive to Orlando is not anything that I want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Any day of the week.
If you hit it the wrong time, you're stop and go a couple times, and then you look at an accident.
Yeah, right time, wrong time. There's always an incident out there.
Yeah, and the thing with going back to the whole rail and kind of down a bunny trail, here we go. But I think what happened is it was too much federal government money kind of wrapped around that. Obama had they had some of the money situation. And again, that's not an expert area of mine, but that's what I heard is that it would just have too much control of the federal government, and then if not, Florida taxpayers would have to kick in, and I think that's what happened. So a lot of times,
was a concern.
When you look at the deal, like almost any deal, right? You look at any deal, sometimes the first offer is not the best offer.
That's
so
correct.
So let's kind of see what happens, but I think that's coming. I do think that's coming.
I hope so.
Yeah, and light rail too. We're going to have some light rail come around too. Let's bring Stanley into this conversation. Stanley Armstrong, sales specialist, everything but the house, estate sales. So yeah, man, a lot of cool things. When I first met with you guys, I just said, wow, this is a really cool business model. Tell us about it.
Yeah,
let's call him the White Tornado.
The White Tornado. Okay. So glad to be here. It was funny as I'm sitting here listening to Fred talk about screen enclosures and being built. One of the things that we have we can do for the estate sales is people are selling patio furniture. So on our website, we are, everything but the house is the name of our company because we literally sell everything but the house.
Cool.
So when people are looking to build these patios and they want to buy stuff and they want to have some slightly used furniture that they can decorate their patios with, then they can go to our website, ebth.com, and buy that stuff. Everything on our website starts at $1. We put no minimum and no reserve. And then we just run a live 7-day auction, and we let those people have the chance to bid and ultimately take it home, whatever it's going to be worth to that individual. So that's exciting. And listening to Leo talk earlier, I'm sitting here thinking and understanding, when people are if they're getting ready to have inspections on the house because they're going to sell their house, they're going to move out. Well, one thing that we're going to be able to do is come in and empty out that house.
Right.
Our service offering is that we're a turnkey solution, and end to end, we come into people's houses and we will take everything that's sellable. We'll take it, we'll catalog it, we'll tag it, we'll sell it on a live 7-day auction. Right now, we've got over 1 million active buyers from 150 countries, which is really, really awesome. And then we also will arrange for the trash removal and for the donations if the client wants us to handle that for them. So we're literally a turnkey solution that's making sure that we're relieving stress and maximizing profit for those buyers.
Stanley, I like that. When you hear that and you look at the trend of the last few years, it's eBay's, it's the online, it's the Amazons. So you're taking that model into the estate sales.
That's exactly what we're doing, and just taking it to the next level. Because the problem with eBay's or Let Go's, Offer Ups, all these people are using these apps, and they're great programs. The issue is it's peer-to-peer, and then people have to wonder who they're going to trust, who are they buying from, and then the individual selling has to deal with the meeting people and collecting payment from them. Whereas what we're doing as we did over 61 million in sales last year as a company. So what we're able to do is we're able to come in here and we're going to handle that. We're going to handle shipping. We're going to handle payment. We're going to handle collection. So it really maximizes the benefit for the individuals that are using us as their service. The other thing that we're able to really do for them is within 20 business days, they're getting a check for everything that they sold through us, and we handled it from beginning to end for them.
That's nice. Yeah, I like that. You get to show them the money. That's right. More from our expert contributors here on the Quarterback Show when we come after this break. And also, college kids knock on every single dorm door for a special cause. Find out about this cool story in our Tell Me Something Good segment coming up. And we want to give a big shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. All right, more from our expert contributors, Leo Kane, Fred Muth, Stanley Armstrong, and the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right. Welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent in Tampa Bay. Published author and professional speaker, MC for your events. And we'd love for you to check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. We're teaching business owners, entrepreneurs how to start their own radio show, broadcast show, TV show, or if you want to simplify the version, you could also just do a podcast. Podcast is kind of the new blogging, and it's a great way for you to grow your sphere of influence and get in front of more customers. And we're back here in studio, and we're talking with Leo Kane. He's a project manager, Beryl Engineering. Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man in the house. He's a sales specialist for Tampa Screens and Aluminum. And Stanley Armstrong, sales specialist, everything but the house estate sales. So online estate sales, we kind of love that model. We were talking about that. And coming up as well, we got a top 5 list. We're going to do the top 5 highest grossing movies of all time. And we got a pretty cool story here as well. College kids knock on every single dorm door for a special cause. We're going to talk about that in our Tell Me Something Good segment. So let's go back to Stanley here. So Stanley, tell us more, man. It sounds like a really cool model. I love the idea because the traditional model, let's start with that. The traditional model of estate sales was kind of flawed. You're putting signs in. They might have ran an ad in the paper or something like that, and you're putting it kind of like we do for open house. You try to put the open house signs down in the corners, and you're directing people to the property, and that would be kind of your audience. But now you're saying you're taking this thing to the good old WWW, right?
Absolutely. So everybody knows when you don't have geographic boundaries, you can maximize your profits. And what happens is in the traditional estate sale, people are uncomfortable. You're dragging 200-300 strangers through a house on a Friday and a Saturday afternoon. Who knows what those people are sticking in their pockets on the way while they're standing in line?
That's right.
I mean, there's things we can't figure it out. We don't know what people are going to do.
Yep.
With taking it online, we've already gone in. Our professional team, our professional photographer, our catalogers, our taggers, they've gone in the house. They've taken the pictures. They've cataloged the items, and then what they're going to do is it's going to be listed on our website where we do have that buyer audience from 150 countries around this world that we ship to, which is phenomenal. It's going to maximize the dollar because there's things here locally in Tampa that won't sell. Right. Because it's popular here.
Right.
But man, you out in the Midwest, something that wouldn't have sold here, man, they want it out there in the Midwest. So that's what we're able to do. And we've got so many categories. We're talking from coins to jewelry. Actually, jewelry is our number one seller right now.
Wow.
So we got jewelry. We're going to get top dollar for jewelry. We've got the stamp collections. We've got the antiques. People tend to think in estate sales, they think furniture.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, yes, we do sell the furniture, but the furniture is the soft market right now. Very few people really want to pay top dollar for used furniture.
Right.
Now, if you want a good deal on furniture, shop on our website because you can get a good deal and to fill your house that you just bought and renovated.
Yep.
But as far as the other items on there, our art, we're competing with Sotheby's and Christie's now with art. We just sold a painting for $120,400, a Jean-Baptiste Camille Corot painting.
Wow. How much did it go for?
$120,400.
Wow.
Remember, and everything starts at $1, no minimum and no reserve.
So they're bidding that up.
So it's being bid up. And that's a testimony to the audience and the people that we bring in to what we do. We also just sold a blue sapphire ring. It was 12.19 carats. The family thought it was costume jewelry. That ring started at $1 and it sold for $47,625.
See, now that brings me to another point, Stanley. Stanley Armstrong here with Everything But the House on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Stanley, when we think about that, that's a big part of it. People don't know what they got sometimes.
That's right. They don't. A lot of times their grandma has collected something from a yard sale that she got 50 years ago, and they don't know what it is. And that's why we ask people, look, when you call us, let us come in before you get rid of anything. Don't do trash. Don't do donations. Before you get rid of anything,
that's right.
Let us come walk through your house. It's a free consultation. I'll come in personally. I'll walk through. We'll figure out what kind of value we have. And we'll look in the house. We'll look in the garage because people don't know this. Everything But the House sells cars, boats, motorcycles. Right now, we're averaging about 35% above Kelley Blue Book value for vehicles.
Wow.
So we handle everything for
That's
people.
Strong. That's strong. And you think about pop culture too, with shows like American Pickers and Antiques Roadshow. There's a culture for this, man. There's the subculture. People love to do that type of picking. So is it strictly online, or can they come in and actually see the stuff too?
Everything is strictly online.
Okay.
And it's funny you mentioned Antiques Roadshow. We actually just hired Graydon Sykes from Antiques Roadshow. He is now our director of fine art.
Cool.
So he handles all that, but it is online because we don't want to drag strangers through the house, especially in Florida with a lot of gated communities, things that we have down here. We want to protect people's rights and their privacy. So it's just our team that goes in, that photographs and tags, and then everything is listed on our professional website, ebth.com, where they can bid on it. There'll be multiple pictures for them to look at, those descriptions, and we're going to take the pictures of the stuff that people don't think about, which are the chips and the nicks and the things that are on these antique furniture, because we want people to know we're full transparency.
Right. Yeah. So you're taking pictures of everything, making sure they see it, and I like that idea because you're adding the security. And when I think about that side of it, the security, people try to do things on their own. And the same thing in real estate. It's starting to get more and more competitive again because you got the personal trainers jumping back in, or the car salesman jumping back in the real estate, and I'm sure mortgage as well. So you got competition from that. You got competition from for sale by owners who think they can sell their house themselves and they want to do it all on their own. So that kind of, why don't you talk to that point a little bit too, with folks trying to do the estate sales on their own?
Well, the issue that people run into again is you don't know who you're dealing with. They don't have the trust factor. A lot of times people want to brag. You know how people are. They want to brag about the good things. And they don't want to talk about the bad things when they're selling. And EBTH prides itself on, we're going to give full transparency so that people know what they're buying. When people sell on their own, again, they're having to handle everything, the coordination, the shipping. With us, we've already come into the house and we've already dealt with all that for them. We don't charge for our services. We just simply take a commission, just like a realtor does when they sell the house. We take a commission of what we sell. So it's a great benefit to the client there. For one of the things I started talking about is when you look at eBay and OfferUp and those things, what we do different than eBay is we have a 5-minute bidding rule. So basically at 5 minutes prior to the close of the auction, if somebody places a bid, we add 5 minutes to that auction. And you can actually see it on the website. There's a ticker bar, and it'll count down 5 minutes on every item's counting down. And as soon as a bid comes in that ups the previous bid, then it adds it. You'll watch it. It'll go right back up to 5 minutes, extended time. So what happens is that painting that I told you about was $120,000. Well, at the close of that auction at 7 p.m., that painting was only at $68,300.
Wow.
But because of the 5-minute rule that we allow, 3 people competed for the next 3 hours and 41 minutes past the close of the auction, continually driving that price up, because we will not let that auction close until it's reached fair market value, what people are willing to pay.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Everything but the house. Stanley Armstrong, best in the business, and they're a global company. 27 cities, does over 350 estate sales per month, over 70,000 unique items sold each month. So we want you reaching out, consumerqb.com. Submit the form if you'd like an introduction or know someone who would. Also, our hotline number, 813-670-7372. You can call or text estate sales to 813-670-7372. You can call or text that number. And we're going to talk about something outside of the ordinary here. We got something. Tell me something good. Something good to tell you. And college kids knock on every single dorm door for a special cause. So a quick summarization. 2 college students were inspired to save lives, and they acted that inspiration by knocking on every single door of their campus and asking for quarters. Because can you imagine just knocking on a quarter? And they knocked on 700 dorm rooms and asked for 1 quarter each. So when Richards lost the game, he figured he would just use all the quarters collected to pay off a traffic ticket. He changed his mind, however, when he saw Ben Stiller's involvement with the Love Army for Somalia campaign. The campaign started as a 2-minute video to raise awareness for the famine that is currently damaging the country of Somalia. The initiative then snowballed into international humanitarian effort, which has since returned to airline dozens of celebrities, several nonprofits, and almost $3 million in crowdfunding. Very interesting story here. So these 2 guys, they wanted to contribute to the fund instead of paying some lousy tickets, so they hit the campus streets after spending hours pounding the payment. They raised $253. The students created a video of their exploits, highlighting how a community can simply come together. When they published it on social media, they were delighted to see that Hollywood's very own Ben Stiller had retweeted the video. So interesting content there, and it's, I love that. We always end the show with that random act of kindness thing, but there's an interesting. Any feedback on that? Any comment? Being a force for good in the community on that, right?
Well, I'm that's great to hear. I was assistant youth pastor years ago, and obviously there's so many ministries out there that need help,
right?
And people think about, they go out and spend money eating out. Yep. And I'm not against that. Obviously, you got to live your life, but I also know how much difference could we make if everybody took 10% of their income and they gave away to some cause or charity or some ministry that would actually do better. Because you know what? You reveal your heart by where you put your money.
That's right.
And everybody can talk good, but when it comes down to it, bottom line is, hey, let's put our money somewhere else that'll help somebody else.
Right. Yeah. Who was that? Winston Churchill that said, "Judge a man by his actions, not what he says."
That's right.
That's you look at the results based of what are people doing, and then you get on the money topic. It's like one of those topics that it's kind of you don't really talk about money. It's not common practice, or it's not courteous to talk about money. And people sometimes say, well, money's the root of all evil. Well, money. No, it's the people that have money in certain situations and they use it certain ways. Money is just gonna magnify what type of person you are. If you're a caring and giving person, you're going to have more money to give. If you're ruthless and greedy, you're going to be more greedy, like the Bernie Madoff. I was just watching that movie on. There's two different versions of these movies. You ever notice how we have these documentaries, these movies that come out, and then you've got one that's done by one studio and the other, but they both told similar story. I mean, here's the guy he's showing these returns that just only go up, and everybody just said, "Oh wow, he's just that good." And then ultimately, all these people were yelling at the SEC, saying, "Hey, all along we knew this guy. No, we knew this wasn't real. Nobody can predict the future. It's gonna have some ups and downs." So you look at that on the topic of money there.
It's interesting that you say that, Brandon, because a lot of people quote that scripture, and that's a misquote on that scripture. The Bible does not say the money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. And what happens is, how many times have you seen a multimillionaire kill somebody in a convenience store or in a back alley for $40 out of their wallet?
Right.
It's the people that don't have any money that typically love money because they think about it all the time. Yep. People that are wealthy, it's like air. Money's like air. They don't think about money. Yep. It's a surplus, and they use it as a tool to make a difference in people's lives.
That's right. Yeah, it's like oxygen. The old joke, it's reasonable to be close to oxygen, right? Money's not everything, but it's reasonably close to oxygen. So I think that's Jim Rohn, the great Jim Rohn there.
Choking me up. I can't talk.
Oh, man. All right, so we got a top 10 coming up. The top five highest grossing movies of all times, and we're going to jump into our lightning round as well. So our top tips, things to do, things to avoid, nuggets of advice coming up from our listeners, or our expert contributors, rather, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we want to give a shout out to Robert Hessel and his team with Source One Solutions, your official security partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show, utilizing Honeywell technology to protect your home or office. Source One Solutions, Robert Hessel and his team, the best in the business. So stay with us and come back after this break. We're going to jump into this top 5 highest grossing movies of all time.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you've been listening to the phenomenal Brandon Rhymes, the Consumer Quarterback Show.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
It only takes Hi, Jackie Skelton from JR World Travel here. If you travel, you need a licensed professional travel consultant, not a computer. Your licensed professional consultant can get you more for your time and your money. Value for your money and experience, not marketing salesmanship. When you're sick, you call the doctor. When you need legal advice, you call an attorney. So the next time you want to go on any type of travel, call your licensed professional travel consultant who actually represents you. We specialise in group travel, family reunions, weddings, to escorting large groups or making special arrangements for the disabled. Please call 844-249-0190. We are a full-service travel consultancy offering worldwide concierge service. Air, land, sea, rivers, resorts, locally, nationally and internationally. Remember that number, 844-249-0190.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes, Quarterback Show. A couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. I'm looking for developers and builders, entrepreneurs. I got 2606 North Valrico Road, 84-acre development opportunity here, $1.75 million, $1.715 million offering from Platinum MVP Realty, 2606 North Valrico Road in Sefner. We just reduced it over $75,000, 84-acre ARG-PD planned development. Get me in touch with anybody on that. We'll get you a bird dog fee on that. 0 Rue de Lacs, Tarpon Springs. Great opportunity to build in Chateau de Lacs. It's close to Lake Tarpon here in Tarpon Springs area. $299,000 vacant land, 1.13 acres. And I've got several other parcels of vacant land. So if you're in building, if you're looking to build, looking to buy and build, I would love to talk to you about some of the listings that we have. PlatinumMVPRealty.net is our information there as well. ConsumerQB.com. All right, we're back here in studio. Expert contributors in the house on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We all want to help you win. We want to help you live a better life and help you think a layer deeper. Avoid a lot of that commission-based advice that's so prevalent in our community out there, and give you that helicopter view of things happening in the Tampa Bay market. And in studio today, Leo Kane, Principal Project Manager, Beryl Engineering, as well as Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man. He's a design specialist, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. And Stanley Armstrong, sales specialist, everything but the house, estate sales, online estate sales, maximizing the profits for sellers out there. And we also have the top 5 highest grossing movies of all time worldwide. So we like to have a little fun with you. All right, so we're going to do this top 5. Let's go ahead and jump into this top 5 here. So let's see who can guess top 5 highest grossing movies of all time worldwide. Leo, you're first up, buddy.
Well, I have a couple of guesses, but Stanley earlier was talking about a blue sapphire, so I'm going to have to go with Titanic.
Titanic is on the list, number 2, coming in at number 2. Now, let me know how much money did it make? How much money?
Are we at the? Have we just got under $1 trillion?
Yeah, $2.04 billion that Paramount Pictures received from the Titanic. Opening date December 19th of 1997. And I just saw Celine Dion in that one of those Billboard music things, whatever it was. She did a good job. She looks good for. Kind of aging there. All right, Fred, let's see where you're at, buddy.
He stole my thunder right here. He
stole it
right out from under.
Oh, I should use my other guess?
Number 2, I would say, on my list would be Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump it should be on the list. It's not on the list though, buddy. Unfortunately, I got to give you the buzzer.
That hurt.
Fred.
Oh,
Fred, sorry, man. Sorry, 10 man. All right, Stanley.
Oh, I'm going to go for Frozen.
Frozen, okay. I see what you're saying there. Popular kids movie of late.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, I got to buzz you. Sorry about that. All right, top 5 highest grossing movies of all time worldwide.
Let's see. Sticking with children and blue theme, how about Avatar?
There you go, number 1 on the list. $2.78 billion in 20th Century Fox, December 18th, 2009. That was a great movie, man. That was awesome. I remember I watched that movie. I was flying. You know how sometimes movies and songs bring back a memory where you're from or where you're at? I was flying to Barcelona, Spain. So it must have been at the end of '09 there, or maybe in 2010. Yeah, it was spring of 2010, I think, and we had our Avatar on the plane. So how cool is that? I mean, what a great time we live in here, right? You know, we can fly faster than a bird, traveling across the globe, watching the number one highest grossing movie of all time on the way to a Disney cruise. I took my daughter to a Disney cruise back then, and my mom and my daughter. It was an awesome trip, 2 weeks in the Mediterranean. So number 1 and number 2 go to Leo. Fred, nice. I need you to loop in here.
Well, I'm going to get the buzzer on this one. I'm going to say Rocky 1.
Rocky 1. I can't. I'm not going to use the buzzer anymore.
I love the buzzer. Come on, dunk me.
I got you.
That felt great.
So no, but Rocky, man, that was inspiring, dude. I love that. I love that group of movies there. Rocky 4. I probably watched that movie 30, 40 times growing up. At some point. But yeah, Rocky 4. That was my favorite.
I'm going to go in here with, let's go with the young generation. How about Fast and Furious?
Fast and Furious, man. What are they on, like 19 on
the number 8? Number 8.
All right, man. So I'm going to let you guys know what we got here. Top 5 highest grossing movies of all time worldwide. Number 5, I was a little surprised by this. Marvel's The Avengers. 151. Buena Vista is the studio. Number 4, Jurassic Park. 166 or $1.66 billion Universal. And number 3, Star Wars, The Force Awakens. May the 4th be with you, I guess that was.
Yeah, why didn't anyone guess Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars is a big one. All right, so there's your top 5 movies of all time, grossing movies of all time, and on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, so now let's go ahead and jump into our lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning round.
All right, who majored? Let's see who majored in lightning round. All right, so we're going to do our top tips, things to do, things to avoid, nuggets of advice for our listeners out there, Leo.
Well, I would say if you think you can add an enclosed porch to your house over a long weekend, think again. Because when you end up doing that, it doesn't add value to your house, and then you end up blowing up your real estate deal.
Yeah. Wow, you've seen that happen?
Oh, I see that happen every day.
Really? People trying to put up
long weekends. They do roofs and enclosure in the porch. They think they won't get caught by county.
Wow. And then they get busted.
They get busted when they try and sell their house, and the MLS doesn't match the footprint.
That's right. Yep, that's a big issue that comes up, man. And that's something I've been actually meaning to talk about a little bit on the show. So what happens in that situation? The realtor has to then, you have to go back and get an after the fact
permit. Yeah. You basically have to go through the same criteria you would have had to go through initially, only you have to do it after the fact. So you have to tear open walls, you have to do design plans, then you have to pay the county twice the fee.
Yeah.
As opposed to the first time.
Yeah. So take that. Don't do that. Don't do that over the long weekend. You're going to get caught. And so that's a great tip from Leo Kane, Beryl Engineering. Fred Muth, top tips, things to do, things to avoid.
Well, based on that conversation, one more thing. A lot of these enclosures that do go up without the permits, they encroach in the setback areas.
Right.
And then on your end, as a realtor, when it comes time to close on the deal, that room's coming down.
Yes.
You're not going to get that permitted.
Yep. So
we see it all the time.
You're setting yourself up to fail by not pulling permits, not going through the process, not getting the surveys, and not working with the professionals. We want you working with Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, Leo Kane. He's a project manager for Beryl Engineering. All right, Stanley, so you're up. So top tips, things to do, things to avoid, nuggets of advice.
Biggest nugget I'll tell people is when they're going to be selling a house, if they know themselves, a friend, a family member, they're selling a house, or even somebody in their family's passed away, call us before they do anything. Right. Really, because we want to come in to make sure that we can figure out, hey, what is going to be the valuable stuff that we can sell for them, because we want to maximize their profit. So don't try to handle stuff on their own until they call us. It's a free consultation. Brandon, you've got my personal cell number.
Yep.
So if they reach out to you, they can call me, get in touch with me, and we will make sure that we take care of them and we find the best solution for them. So before you do anything, call us if you're selling, and if you're buying, go on the website right now, ebth.com, and start buying, bidding on stuff. Everything starts at $1, and you can everybody can find what they want out of 70,000 items.
Is it all go, or are there reserves on this stuff?
No minimum, no reserve. Everything starts at $1.
Okay.
I just sold a Cadillac Escalade 2 weeks ago that its Blue Book value on it was $7,800. We got $14,050 for that Escalade.
Nice.
I'm telling you, go on there and look at stuff, bid on stuff, and decide what you want to pay.
Love it.
What a fantastic concept, your business. I've been through the personally the estate sales. They are not fun.
No.
Plus there's memories and emotional issues, everything else. You know,
There is, and my dad had just passed away about 8 months ago, so I had just had to deal with this myself. So
I think this is a fantastic concept. I like it.
thank you, Fred.
About a minute left or so. Leo, you got some more tips for us?
Yeah, pretty much. After Stanley's cleared out the house, houses that are staged or houses that are empty where you can move around, they actually appraise for 10 to 15% higher than houses that are hoarded or cluttered.
Good point. Yeah, get staging done, clean the house out, minimize it. You know, you hear declutter, take the personal photos off the walls, you know, to a certain extent. You know, you want to still live in the house sometimes. Fred?
If you're going to bid out a project, make sure you ask a lot of questions. Mr. and Mrs. Consumer, please ask a lot of questions. We love the questions. We welcome the questions. If the representative, for whatever reason, is apprehensive about answering questions, maybe you should find another contractor to work with.
That's right.
Also, to the installers out there, and you know who you are, never come down the ladder the way you went up, please. Head first.
Yeah, that's right. Don't want to do that. All right, Stanley.
I'll leave you guys this before you sell anything. If it's just a piece of jewelry or just a car, it doesn't have to be a whole house. Call us. Let's talk about it and see, because we are going to get you max dollar for what you're selling.
That's right. Yeah. If anything you heard today on the show, we'd love to hear from you. If you want introductions to all of our contributors here, just shoot us a text message or a call at 813-670-7372. You can call or text 813-670-7372. And we're going to get you in touch with all of our expert contributors as well as consumerqb.com. You can click on the expert contributors tab and you can contact all those folks directly as well on their direct dial cell phones or emails as well on the website. So we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness, something as simple as packing up leftover food, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that you see on the side of the road that might be in need. And also other ways to get involved are donate your time, donate clothing, donate old materials that you have, and be a force for good in the community out there. We want you to, go out there and live a better life and pass it forward, pay it forward, and help others out there that are in need. So continue tuning into the Quarterback Show here, 5 o'clock drive time, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.